Get full episodes of The Damage Report as a podcast on iTunes and Android, and you can watch the live show every weekday on YouTube TV. You've probably heard fascism talked about quite a lot in this country over the past few years, but here at The Damage Report, when possible, we like to turn to the experts. So I am very excited to welcome to the show Jason Stanley, Yale philosopher and author of How Fascism Works. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Great to be here.
Very glad to have you on, hoping to learn a lot. So as I alluded to, many people talk about fascism. They often seem to be speaking past each other and defining it in very different ways. To you, how would you define fascism?
So fascism is an ideology based on power, loyalty, and fear of the other. It's best to think about Hitler's book. It's called My Struggle. And what's meant by that is that life is a struggle, and life defines a hierarchy based on power. So liberal democracy is based on equality and liberty. The fascist denies equality and they deny liberty. They say that nature demands a hierarchy. So fascists always speak about a hierarchy. Fascists say that life is ordered in a hierarchy of groups. And the people highest on the hierarchy have won by struggle, by a meritocratic struggle. And as a result, they have more value in the system. Liberal democracy says we all have equal value. We have equal value because we're all human beings and we have dignity. Fascist ideology says that that's incompatible with nature. In every society, there is a hierarchy, naturally orders itself into a hierarchy. The hierarchy is ordered by a meritocratic struggle. So fascists will talk about those two virtues, and they will say that groups are ordered on the basis of how they succeed in that struggle. And so the group that's on top of the hierarchy, be it whites, be it Christians, be it Muslims, Jews, Hindus, whatever your favorite race or ethnicity is, they've won by this meritocratic struggle and they've earned their position at the top of the hierarchy. So fascism orders society along a hierarchy via a struggle. Value is gained not just by being human, but by winning in a struggle. And those who don't win in that struggle are losers and have no value. And loyalty replaces truth. Because loyalty to your group is what enables victory and struggle.
Okay, so I already feel bad that I didn't book you for the full hour because I would like to follow up on almost everything that you said there. Very fascinating. We were just talking actually about an interview that Tucker Carlson did, and he echoed some of what you said there about how hierarchies are natural. It's not bad that we should have a ruling class in this country. So do you think that some of the punditry might be either unknowingly or perhaps knowingly echoing some of the sentiments that you've expressed?
I think we hear fascist ideology all around us. It's part fascism is kind of an extreme of certain kinds of right-wing ideology that one hears. I mean, libertarianism is definitely not fascism because the consistent libertarian denies that groups have more value. The consistent libertarian says, an individual has more value if they win in the free market struggle. And the only thing that matters is struggle in a free market, and the loser has no value. But the libertarian is definitely not a fascist because they stop at the level of the individual. The fascist ideology moves that social Darwinist view of libertarianism from the individual to the group, and says that certain groups, it's natural that certain groups succeed more in the struggle, in the meritocratic struggle, and therefore have more value. And that's something we see that move from the non-fascist libertarian position to the fascist view that certain groups are rightfully have more merit, should have more power, should have more value. We see that slip all the time in American politics.
So I feel like I have to ask the question then. You've been observing over the past few years, we have a president, Donald Trump. Is he a fascist?
I think that there's no question that his base ideology is fascist. That he talks of winners and losers. He talks of He talks of nationalism. You used to have dynasties in the 19th century. This moved to nationalism, where the idea was one individual alone is not enough to face the challenges. We need to struggle as nations, where nations are defined in terms of ethnicity and common ethnicity and a common language. We have explicit. Mr. Trump is giving us explicit tropes of European fascism. He's talking about globalists versus nationalists. These are explicit tropes. He already, before he appropriated this vocabulary of globalism versus nationalism, which directly reflects things in the European far right, in books like Guillaume Fay's Why We Fight, he was before that just sort of a natural fascist, if you will. He is a very skilled rhetorician. He openly lies. The open lying is a key part of fascism, of fascist politics, because in fascist politics, you're trying to demonstrate your power. It's all about winning, right? It's all about winning and dominating the game. So meritocracy, it's all like a fight to win, and the winners have all the value. And so truth has no value. Truth is the way you level out. Truth is at the core of equality. It's how you level out the distinction between people with more power. So Mr. Trump lied and showed that he could get away with his lies, thereby showing his power. So I think there's not only in his tactics was he engaging in fascist tactics, in his ideology that it's all about winning and losing and he doesn't like losers, but now he's explicitly taken over tropes from the European far right, like nationalism versus globalism, the toxic and anti-immigration rhetoric. And don't forget, Steve Bannon explicitly endorsed Camp of the Saints, a book that ends with a European fascist book.
Fascinating. I wish that we had more time. Hopefully in the near future, if you'd be willing to come back on, I'd like to talk to you about some of those other international examples that you brought up, and also get if you have any advice on what we can do as a population to fight back. So hopefully we can do that in the near future.
That would be great. That's of course the big question.
And Jason, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for watching this clip from The Damage Report. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and ring the bell on YouTube to get notifications of our new videos. And of course, you can catch the full Damage Report live every weekday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on TYT Network on YouTube TV.